good afternoon, good evening. This is Professor Sistrunk, and I am reaching out to the student body. Okay, people, we have started the class. You have had a few days to look over all the material in the class. You are signed up and you are ready to go. So let's take a look at Cisco Cyber Operations Associate Program. So by now, you had the opportunity to go in here and look at everything, to look at all the different things that you will have to complete. One of the primary things that you did was go take a look at the syllabus. And you see it's a lot of things in there to do. So guys, let's get ready to knock this out. So I want to make a suggestion, but it's a very important suggestion, and it always shows me what students are on top of their game plan. Print a copy of the syllabus out. Have a hard copy sitting around that you can refer to at all times. Do not allow yourself to go into this work and get started and always have to go look around for things. So download the syllabus, print it out, and have it ready to go when you are doing your work. Matter of fact, have it sitting next to the area where you'll be working at all times. Now, when I call you into one of our special sessions where it's a one-on-one with you and I'm picking your mind about how you feel about the class, how are you doing, one of the things I'm going to say is show me your syllabus. Okay, with that being said, you got the syllabus. The next thing you want to do is come and understand all your assignments will be uploaded into this particular folder here, and you'll be clicking on the content so you can actually go into your work. So let's take a look at the work. We already looked at this before in the sessions that we met. You can see right now that you have approximately 28 of them. So we have to hit the ground running. We got work to do, and let's get through it. You know, I said in our meeting, read everything. Another one of the things that I will be doing is always asking you these questions to see how much you are picking up. Now tonight we're going to fill this part right here where we're going to download our virtual machines. It says here, install virtual machines to create a safe environment for implementing and analyzing cybersecurity threats. So that's one of the things you should have completed by now so you can start doing your work about these particular questions. I want to know, can you explain the role of cybersecurity operation analyst in the enterprise environment? I want to know, can you explain it? Can you tell me what a SOC is? Okay, I'm going to ask you these questions as we continue to go through this class, because these questions are what you will put in your resume to explain to a potential interviewer that you want to get a job in the industry. All of this, read all of the information. Now this is another thing I need you to print out, the ethical hacker statement. Now this ethical hacking statement is important because there is a thin line, a very thin line between a black hat hacker and a white hat hacker. Please read the statement so you can stay on the right side. Okay, we're going to move forward on this, and yes, I'm going to ask you questions about this, so be prepared. And so let's get to the first assignment, but make sure you complete all assignments in here. Okay, so we want to read all the material and go through everything. Even the videos, they play an important part in this class. So let's get to the first thing. We have to get up and running. We got to get this installing the virtual machine. So you know, in this particular class, I'm focused on one virtual machine, and that is VirtualBox. Yes, there is another one, but I'm not going to focus on that one. I'm going to focus on VirtualBox. If you have that other one, cool, go for it. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this, and it will take me here. Okay, so now we are here. The first thing I need you to do is make sure you read everything. One of the first things I want you to do before you actually start the work on the lab is sit down for a brief moment and just read through the entire lab. Before you do anything, we get into the habit of going into the labs and doing it step by step. And then when we run into a problem, we don't know why. Read through the lab, and as you reading through the lab, highlight the important areas. Now I know this is not a way you normally talk to do things, but this is a suggestion I suggest that you do. Because when you get in a high impact environment, you want to be able to analyze. Remember, this course is about becoming an analytical person. You want to be able to analyze the material, the work before you start doing. Get a somewhat perception of what you need to do before you actually do it. And I think you get what I'm trying to say. At least that's what I do. So you must read through everything. In this particular situation, we are going to prepare a personal computer for virtualization, import a virtual machine into a VirtualBox inventory. Okay, here it's going to explain. Please read everything on here. Every lab, read through it carefully. Because once you make a mistake, you waste time going back to do everything over again. So let's not be that person. Okay, you know how your computer should be set up. These are the requirements for it. And then we get into the nitty-gritty of the lab, following the instructions. Okay, with that being said, prepare a host computer for virtualization. Okay, so we go to part 1. You will download and install on your desktop a virtualization software. And here's the software here. Now, I will click on this. I'm simply going to right click and I'm going to say open up in a new tab. And then go up to the tab and look at it. Now, it's a plethora of information in here. I am not going to read through all of this information. If it's me, myself, you can if you want to. But just remember, you want to be focused on the Windows installer if you work have a computer that is Windows or Mac or Linux versions, as you can see. So for me, I click on the Windows, okay? The next thing I want to do is go back to the document, and once I click on there, of course it's going to download, and then I'm actually going to start the file up. But let's go to step 2 now. So we got that downloaded, it's going to the desktop. In step 2 it says download the virtual machine image. This is the image you will use. Now, of course, you're going to learn what is Open Virtualization Format, OVF. That's a format you should know. It's a standard. It says OVF is an open standard for packaging and distributing virtual appliances. Okay, make sure you understand that, okay? Because that's a format you will use all the time when you're building out virtual environments. So now what we'll do is click on this link here to get to our VMs, and I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna right click, open up a new tab, and here it is right here. Now people, do not get bogged down with everything in here. You have a lot of information in here. Right now, all I need you to do is click on the CyberOps Workstation VM and the Security Onion VM. These two VMs are dedicated, put together, and used for this particular class. Do not get bogged down with everything else in here. If I want you to know something about these things, I will tell you. You may not see these things because pretty much they for the instructor, but if you do, these are the only two things I need you to focus on. Now, once you download everything onto your computer, you will see them here. As you can see, I have them right here, and you can see that all three of them are sitting right here. These are the tools we will use in this class. I need you, I'm gonna say that again, I need you to download these onto your computer, and let's get the work started. Now, the reason I didn't show you the actual download is because they will take a long time depending on what particular network connection you have. Remember, you need a high-speed network, and if you don't have one at your particular location, then my suggestion is to go to one of the coffee shops. So we have our VMs downloaded and we got our information. Now all we got to do is remember, we got two VMs. We got the CyberOps Workstation and the Security Onion. Now we have to do is just walk through the steps and get them running. Now what I'm going to show you is that I already have a plethora of VMs in there, but I'm going to show you pretty much the things you should do. So it says open VirtualBox, click on File, import the appliance. I have all my VMs here. Now I'm going to go ahead and drag over my VirtualBox and show you the different virtual machines I have in here. As you can see, I got CyberOps Workstation, Kali Linux, and a plethora of other VMs in here. All you need to do is get your first two. Don't worry about these other ones that you see. You will get these two as time go on. I just need you to master the two that we got. And really, I don't need you to master. I need you to just be able to do the work with the two that we have. Okay, so as you can see, basically, all you had to really do now is just come up here and click on the word File, like it said. And from File, you gonna go down to where it says Import Appliance, and then once that box pop up, you go do the due diligence of searching for those particular VMs, and then you upload them. So I'm gonna go to my desktop where I put them, and you can see the VMs right here. So that's what you need to do. Once you do that, the VMs will bring themselves inside of here, and you'll do the same thing for the CyberOps Workstation. As you can see, I'm gonna bring back the information. So it says here, open VirtualBox, File, import appliance to import the virtual machine image, to import Windows, specify the location, etc., etc. So you're gonna read through this thoroughly. The second one says start the virtual machine and log in. So once you get the CyberOps Workstation VM, you're gonna start it and log in. And as you log in, you're gonna change the settings. I'm not gonna go through those detail by detail. I will do it on an individual basis with you if you run into problems, but you should be able to walk through these steps and not have a problem. And then you'll just familiarize yourself with the different things in here. So if I open up one of the VMs, let's do the CyberOps Workstation stuff. So let's go take a look at that. I'm gonna shrink this down, and I'm gonna do CyberOps Workstation. Once I run this, I'm gonna go ahead and say start. You will see the particular steps it will go to get itself up and running. Now, depending on how well your computer is, it may move faster or it may be slower. But what you have to do is just simply be patient. Be patient, people. Let it do its work. As you can see, I'm not really clicking on anything. I'm just letting the workstation come up on its own. These things up at the top, I just like to get rid of them because they just, to me, in the way. So I just get rid of them as they pop up. Okay, I just click the blue X. But I'm gonna let the CyberOps workstation do its thing. I'm not gonna get in the way. I'm not gonna start nothing. As you can see, it comes up. So I just type in the password that was given to me. It's not a top secret password. It's the password you will use in this entire class. Once you type the password in, the CyberOps workstation will pop up. Now, as you can see on my screen, of course, it looks like it's really small. I can make it bigger and all that type of stuff. You can go up to view and make it bigger. I really am not going to do all of that stuff because we can do that later. Play around with it so you can have fun. As you can see, I'm having fun with it right now. But get a chance to learn your workstation. Now you can see that I have a full screen. Now people, this is important. You are literally in a VM that gives you access to do the work in a cyber world. And you can click right down here and you can see that this is the CyberOps command console where you can start putting in your commands and making changes. As you can see, everything follow through on the steps, type in the information. I would type in a few things, but if I do, it'll reveal my systems to the world. I won't do that. I did that before, and I won't do that again. How we gonna be in CyberOps and we revealing our systems to the world? Okay, with that being said and done, that'll pretty much show you everything else. I'm gonna type in something for the fun of it just to see what would happen. It's not gonna really, this is a command, and I'm gonna ask you what this command is when I reach out to you in far as the questions. But I want you to begin to learn these tools, people. I need you to do that. Learn these tools because now you asked for this, you have it. So let's get it going. Okay? Let's do it, people. We are here. If you have any questions, get in contact with me. But you will have a discussion question on this lab. I want you to answer that. And it's basically going to say, do you have your VMs up and running? With that being said, this is Professor Systrom. Both of your VMs should be activated now, and you'll see a lot more videos coming from me. With that being said, sayonara. See you in the next video. But if you need any questions or anything answered, please reach out to me by sending me an email. ProfessorSystrom@gmail.com. Bye-bye.